Good morning, Prep 2 students. Today we're going to go through workbook exercises based on Unit 8, New Hello. You are what you eat. Vocabulary exercise number 1. Match the words to the food. Add more examples. Number 1 is done for you. Juicy, just like watermelon and oranges. Number 2. Salty. Yes, salty fish. So this matches with A. What other salty food, kinds of food that we can eat? Chips. Spicy, samosa. And what else? We may say chicken strips. And sweet kinds of food, we have chocolate, and we have candy, cake, and so on. Language exercise number 2. Complete the email with some or any. Let me remind you that some is used with affirmative positive sentences, and any is used in questions and negative. The two forms of questions in which we can use some are only first, would you like some tea, some coffee, some coke, whatever, and requests, can I have some milk, please? Hi Tom, how are you? Thanks for your last email. You asked me to describe my favorite snack. I love hawashi, and I often have it when I get home from school. It's easy to make. First, you need some nice bread. Then you put some meat and vegetables inside the bread. You can put some salt on it too. I don't like to have any salt because we have a negative sentence, though, because it's not very healthy. Now, you cook it in the oven. It's delicious. Do you have any favorite snacks? It's a question form. Describe them to me in your next email. Best wishes, Usama. Let's move on to the writing exercise. Complete your research results from the student's book, page 12. This is based on the student's book. You can do it as a kind of home assignment, and you may ask your teacher for help. Number 4. Write an email of about 90 words in your notebook describing your favorite snack to a friend. Let me remind you with the form of an email. I'm going to write it here. To the receiver email address, from the sender email address, subject, and then the main idea or the main topic of the email. You begin with dear, and then the name of the person you're sending the email to. You finish your email and then write best wishes and your name. Remember, when you write your email for this exercise, you have to write about the following ideas. Say if it's juicy, salty, spicy, or sweet, you have to talk about the kind of food which is your favorite or which you like the best. You have to say when you have it, and then you have to say the reasons for which you like it or you consider it your favorite kind of food. This is mainly based on your own personal experience and how to express it. Let's move on to the following page. Vocabulary exercise 1. Match the definitions to their words. Number 1 is done for you. Allergic. Allergic is an adjective which means getting ill when you eat or touch something. Number 2, delicious. Yes, the meaning is very nice to eat. Energy. Yes, it matches with A, something that gives you the power to do things. A. Fast food. B. Food that is quick and easy to buy or cook. Exercise 2. Answer the questions with these words: nuts, pasta, pizza. Which kind of food gives you the most energy? Pasta. Carbohydrates. Which is an example of fast food? Of course, pizza. And which kind of food are many people allergic to? Nuts. What other types of food are people often allergic to? Research the information. Think about it. What else? Have you ever heard about those people who are allergic to chocolate? What else? Strawberries, banana. Yes, you are right. So we may write chocolate, strawberries, bananas, and you may search for the different kinds of food that people might be allergic to. Let's move on to the language exercise. 4. Circle the correct words. Judy plays squash every week and needs to be healthy. So, what does she eat? She's allergic to nuts, so she doesn't eat any. We have a negative structure, so we use any. So she doesn't eat any cakes because they sometimes have nuts in them. She eats, yes, a lot of fish because it helps to make her strong. A few hours before a netball game, she always eats some fish with a lot of pasta because this gives her energy. When she's playing netball, she drinks a little water. And bear in mind, a little is used with uncountable nouns and a few is used with countable nouns. Water is uncountable, and pasta is uncountable too. Then after the game, she eats a few sweets. She doesn't have many because she knows they are not very good for her. They are unhealthy. Let's move on to the listening and speaking exercise. Listen and then try to find the answer. Grandma, would you like some cake, Layla? Layla, yes please, just a little. I mustn't eat too much. Grandma, would you like a cup of tea with the cake? Layla, thank you. I like tea. Grandma, do you like sugar in your tea? Layla, yes please, but that's enough. I only like a little sugar. Grandma, here you are, tea with cake. So, have you tried to find out the right answers? Let's go on. Number 1. Grandma said, would you like some cake, Layla? What will number 2 be? Yes. You're right. Yes, please, just a little. I mustn't eat too much. So, B is number 2. D is number 3, when grandma said, would you like a cup of tea with the cake? And 4 was A, when Layla said, thank you, I like tea. Then number 5, grandma, do you like sugar in your tea? And number 6 will be G, when Layla said, yes please, but that's enough, I only like a little sugar. The last one, number 7, when grandma said, here you are, tea with the cake. Page 79, vocabulary exercise 1. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1 is done for you. Fresh fruit is not very nice, old, good, or healthy. Oh, you are still fresh. Number 2, which of these is not a dairy product? Dairy products are those that contain milk. We need one which is not a dairy product. Milk, cheese, rice, and butter. Of course, cheese is not a milk product. It's not a dairy product. Number 3, which of these is bad for your teeth? Sugar, salt, eggs, and vegetables? Yes, sugar. Number 4, which of these types of food doesn't have much protein? Meat, nuts, fish, and apples. Apples. Number 5, which of these do you use to make an omelette? Of course, eggs. Move on to exercise 2. Answer the questions. What can you beat, butter or tomatoes? Butter. Number 2, what can you pour, water or fruit? Of course, water, because it's a liquid. You can pour it. Number 3, what can you chop, meat or milk? Chop means cut into pieces, into squared pieces or into squares. What can you chop, meat or milk? Of course, meat. Number 4, what can you fry, ice cream or eggs? Of course, we can fry eggs. Exercise 3, match to make sentences. 1 is done for you. I will pour some tea into your cup. Number 2, when the water is very hot. Yes, you are right. D, it starts to boil. Number 3, heat some oil in, definitely, in a pan. Number 4, use a knife to chop the vegetables. E. And number 5, you need to beat eggs and milk before you make an omelette. Exercise 4. Circle the correct words in the recipe. How to make full mudammis. Number 1, wash some beans and put them in a pan. It's clear, in making instructions, we have to use the infinitive form of the verb. Wash some beans and put them in a pan. Number 2, fry or add some water and salt to the beans. Of course, it will be add. Number 3, beat or heat the beans in the water until it boils. Heat. Number 4, pour or chop some lemon juice over the hot beans. Lemon juice, a liquid. Pour. Number 5, serve, add it with warm bread. Serve it, which means introduce it to the person who is going to eat it. Writing. Write 5 sentences about your favorite meal in your notebook. Find a recipe on the internet or ask your parents. Use the imperative to say how you make it. Imperative form or instruction form that begins with the verb in the infinitive, and if it's a negative, it would begin with don't plus infinitive. You can do it as a kind of home assignment, and you can show it to your teacher in class to help you check your mistakes and correct them. Let's move on to the following page. Vocabulary. Complete the diagram. Exercise 1. Complete the diagram with these verbs for senses. It's clear. Number 1, see. Number 2, hear. Number 3, smell. Number 4, taste. And number 5, touch. Let's move on to the listening exercise. Listen carefully and then try to find the answers. Ashraf. I am Ashraf. I really like trying unusual food because I like to taste new things. Dina. My name is Dina. When I was younger, I thought vegetables didn't taste nice at all. Now, I like them. I eat a lot of them because I know they are healthy. Heba. I'm Heba. Yesterday, I ate fisikh. This is a dry fish. It doesn't taste nice at all, and it smells horrible. Basil. My name is Basil. I love the smell of cakes when they are cooking, but I never eat cakes at all. I'm allergic to nuts. Now, let's try to find the answers. Ashraf likes to taste things that are different. This is true. Number 2. Dina doesn't like vegetables now. False. She likes them because she knows they are healthy. 3. Dina eats vegetables because they are healthy. Definitely true. 4. Heba likes to eat dry fish. False. She doesn't like eating dry or to eat dry fish. Number 5. Heba doesn't think that fisikh smells nice. True. Number 6. Basil loves to smell cakes cooking and eats a lot of them. False, because he is allergic to nuts, and cakes are full of nuts most of the time. Number 3. Complete the table about food and drink with your own ideas. Something that smells nice, bread. What else? Let me help you. Yes, biscuits, cakes. You're right. Smells horrible. Yes, sure. Fisikh. Tastes unusual. We may say that onions taste unusual. What else? Pepper. Tastes delicious. Fruit. Fruit tastes delicious. Writing. Number 4. Write a paragraph of about 90 words about some unusual food that you have tried. This exercise is mainly based on your personal experience. Write about a kind of unusual food that you tried. Write about the way it smells and how it tastes, how it looks. Would you eat it again or not? And remember, as long as you have did, because it's a past experience, use the past simple tense. You may check your writing with your teacher in class to help you correct your mistakes. Let's move on to the following page. Reading. Read about sleep and answer the questions. How much sleep should we have? The answer depends on your age. Very small babies sleep for about 14 or more hours a day. Children aged 6 to 17 should sleep for about 10 hours a night. Then you need less sleep. Most people aged 18 to 65 need about 8 hours sleep. Okay, number 1. Who should sleep for a very long time? You are right, small babies. Okay, how many hours should you sleep? Yes, 10 hours. What happens when you become 18? When you become 18, you will certainly need 8 hours sleep. Why do you think that sleeping for enough time is important? Sleeping for enough time is important for your mental health, for your physical health. This will make you able to concentrate more and will not affect your day badly. Language exercise number 2. Read the text again and circle the correct answers. Number 1. My baby sister is 10 weeks old and sleeps for 15 hours a day. I think this is enough sleep. Number 2. Malak is 8 and sleeps from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. So I think this is enough or too much sleep. Let's count and say from 8 a.m. from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. How many hours? Yes? 10 hours. How old is she? She's 8. So this is enough sleep. Number 3. My brother Hani is 17. He doesn't like sport and he sleeps for 13 hours at night. I think hours. Yes, he sleeps for too many. Number 4. Mr. Hisham goes to bed at 1 a.m. and gets up to go to work at 7 a.m. This is not enough sleep. And number 5 and the last, Judy is 15 and is revising for her exams. She sleeps from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. I think she sleeps for too many or doesn't sleep for enough hours. Just count the hours. She sleeps from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. How many? Yes, 7 hours. She's 15. She doesn't sleep for enough hours. The writing exercise. Give some advice to Hani, Mr. Hisham and Judy. Use some of these expressions. It's a good idea too. How about, why don't you try, you could. Hani, it's a good idea too. Sleep for what? 8 hours. Number 2. We're going to talk to Mr. Hisham and say, how about going to bed earlier? Let's talk about Judy. Why don't you try to sleep for more hours? And we may say you could sleep for more hours. It's a good idea to sleep, infinitive. How about going, verb plus ing? Why don't you try to sleep? You could sleep, infinitive. Number 4, how many hours do people in your family sleep? Is it enough, not enough, or too much sleep? Write a paragraph of about 6 sentences. This exercise is mainly based on your own personal information and life. You can write it and ask for your teacher's help to check mistakes in class. The last page, or not yet, page 82. Vocabulary. Complete the sentences with these words: diet, Japan, pepper, and spinach. Spinach is a vegetable that is very healthy. You're right. Number 2, Tokyo is the biggest city in Japan. A, pepper, can be green, red, or yellow. Your diet is the kind of food that you eat every day. And take my advice, you have to read the whole sentence before you fill in the answer. Exercise 2, reading. Complete the text with these expressions. Another important point, furthermore, to conclude, firstly. These words or expressions are used to put ideas in the right order and organize your writing. A healthy diet. It may surprise you to know that West African countries have one of the healthiest diets in the world. Why is this? Firstly, people in countries such as Senegal, Mali, and Sierra Leone eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, which are very healthy. Yes. Furthermore, number 3, another point to add, or another important point, is that the people of West Africa don't eat much food with a lot of salt and sugar in it. Number 4, to conclude, in other words, to summarize, a healthy diet means eating enough healthy things like fish and vegetables and not eating a lot of salt, sugar, and fast food. The writing exercise, write a paragraph of about 90 words about another country's diet. Think about the following questions. Where is this country? What do the people usually eat? Is the diet healthy or unhealthy, and why? Remember to use some of the expressions from students' book, expressions for putting ideas in the right order. You may access the net to get enough information. The last page, the review page, complete the table. Can you add any words? Add, beet, fava bean, fresh, fry, juicy, omelette, pepper, and salty. Cooking words we have, yes, add, beet, beat the eggs, fry, types of food, fava bean, omelette, pepper. Words that describe food: juicy, salty, and fresh. Exercise number 2, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. I don't like this soup. There is too much salt in it. Number 2, can I have some more sugar, please? There is dots in this tea. There is not enough. 3, let's not go to the beach. There are dots people there today. There are too many people there today. Number 4, you should never drink seawater because there is dots salt in it. Too much salt. Add dots salt to the chips, but not too much. A little salt to the chips, but not too much. Number 3, complete the recipe for pizza with these verbs. Add, chop, cook, little, pour, and serve. Firstly, chop some tomatoes, then put the tomatoes into the pizza bread. 2, some cheese. Add some cheese. And pour on a little olive oil. 4, dust the pizza in the oven. Cook for 10 minutes. Add a few olives and a salt. Yes, little. Serve with a fresh salad. Write a paragraph of about 90 words in your notebook about what you can eat to be healthy. Add a topic sentence. Write a list of things you can do to be healthy. Write a conclusion that gives your opinion. The writing is mainly based on your own ideas. Let's go on. Open your books and check. Try to answer, and wish you good luck.